As I've explained in previous videos, there is actually now a detailed video of how to change this diaphragm and gasket on the website. I'm just going to clean all this off around the edges of here first. And if you want to watch that, it is on the channel. Just type in Mower Man or repairing lawnmowers for profit, diaphragm and gasket replace on a Briggs and Stratton or something like that. It should come up and you'll find it. If you look down the through the channel, I'll try and put it in one of the playlists. I'm currently in the process of putting some playlists together so you can find stuff easier as well. But it is on there. I'm basically just going to take all these screws out of here, and we'll take this carburettor off this petrol tank, and we'll swap out this diaphragm and gasket. Yeah. If you've never done it before and you can't find any, you can't find the videos, or you don't want to, you know, have a search on YouTube, I'll just quickly show you what's involved. This is the main thing that goes wrong with these mowers. So simple to get off the machine: 2 bolts and 5 screws. And you're, you know, you can get access to the part that you need to change over. Let's take this off here. Pull that out. What happens is these diaphragm and gaskets here, these actually bubble up on the bottom. You tip this over, get all these screws out the bottom, make sure they're on the bench. There's a few videos on YouTube showing you how to do this, but the one I've put on is off the DVD, Repairing Lawnmowers for Profit, which is for sale on Amazon and eBay on my website, but little plug for that. But I'd just like to pull this out as well. If we can get it out, this tube here, this pickup tube, like that, it's really tight to get out. Look down the centre there and you'll see, if you can't see daylight through the other end, make sure you're wearing glasses, you don't have petrol in your eyes. You know it's blocked up, just give it a quick spray with some I just get some carb spray normally and just clear it through it. Luckily for me, I've got a compressor and I'll just blow this out. Then I like to look through here into the light and make sure I can see straight through it as well, make sure there's no dirt in there and it's nice and clear. Let's just have a look at that while I'm here. Still not brilliant, if I'm honest. Just clean all that off. This is where it picks up the fuel, you see. If that's not clean, it won't pick up properly, it won't burn properly, and of course it won't run properly. Also make sure that you've got any stale fuel out of here at the bottom of this carb as well. If you look in the bottom of these, there's actually like a cross, and what happens is, let's get some more. What happens is they collect dirt at the bottom, and sometimes the dirt can keep lifting up and down, and it'll actually stop the fuel going through, which is going through this part of the carburettor. When it stops it going through, obviously it revs up and down because it's hunting for fuel all the time. If you can see in the bottom of there, let's just see if I can get in there and film. You see how dirty this is in here? It's actually covered in dirt, and that's just lifting up and down all the time into the bottom of the carb, and that could restrict the fuel flow, so I'll just blow that out as well. If you haven't got a compressor, just get some cotton buds or baby buds, you know, stuff that you normally do your ears with, and just start doing that. You don't need a compressor. Before I blow it out, I'm going to make sure there's absolutely no fuel in it so it don't go in my eyes. As I've said, watch the other video, it's much more detailed than this. I'm just quickly doing this just to show you how little is involved in repairing these lawnmowers for profit. Clean that out. As you can see now here, you can actually see to the bottom of there, can't you, and see that it's all clean. So all this part wants cleaning off as well. I'll just quickly nip this, there's actually 2 parts to this. I'll just take this off here, sorry, just stop filming now, just take this off. What happens with these is basically they ripple up, and this is the vibration of through this actually sends the fuel to the mower and it burns it at the correct speed. Once it gets like a bulge in it or a bump in it or it splits or anything, it won't deliver the fuel properly, so we'll take that off. I also like to take this cover off here. There's actually like a filter on here as well. Just clean this out, give that a clean with carb spray. This is the main jet as well. If you want to blow a compressor through there as well and some carb spray, it's up to you. Probably recommend it. Make sure this is clean, by the way. I've actually had occasions where I've had to take this off a mower and it's run perfect without it. So get some carb spray and basically blow the whole thing out, and we'll just put this back together with a new gasket on. Alright, so I'll just get this pickup tube. I've actually blown out this with the compressor. Put this back in here. This actual tube fits in here, as you can see here. Push it in. Eventually it'll click. You've got to really give it some force so keep it straight. If it don't click, it's not in right. Yeah, eventually with quite a bit of force it clicks. If it don't click, as I say, it's not in right. It just took me a couple of minutes to do that. I didn't want to film all that. So, got myself a diaphragm and gasket here. Bit of a cleaner work area would be ideal, as I've shown on the previous videos how to do this in a good clean working area. So I've got a diaphragm and gasket here. Everyone asks me where I buy these from. I just buy them off eBay. They're not that much, they're about £1 each I think, so it's not going to break the bank. So I don't really go shopping around for something that's, you know, it's only £1. So basically we get this, and we put the thinnest part on first, see here. Put the thinnest part on first, make sure everything's dry by the way. This is just a very quick tutorial. Put that one on. You can see here the ripple in this old one here, how much it's rippled about. That's what stops the fuel getting through properly. Then the thicker part, the gasket, and pop that on. And all we do, we take this tube off here. We just push this straight down first. You can see there. All I like to do is just hook that down there. Make sure this spring's still on the bottom. There's a spring, I'll just set that out. There's a spring on the bottom of here, by the way. See this spring here? Make sure the spring hasn't come off as well. If you can see that there. Just push it through. You can line everything up in a minute. Set that off. Just push that through there. Get it in. And what you're doing is you're just looking down from the top and lining everything up. Make sure the diaphragm and the gasket are down really neat and everything's right. Then I just generally just put one of the screws in. Normally the furthest one. I'll just start this. Get them started. Make sure they're nice and lined up as well. If everything ain't lined up properly, take it off and do it again if it's wet. Or you've got petrol on it and it's not dry properly and you've tried to put it on, don't use it. Try it again. So if you've rippled it already, you might as well just leave the old one on. So I just generally put these on and start it up. Just get them all started a little bit and then evenly tighten it up. Dead simple to do. And then we'll put this back on the machine, see what happens. Right, let's take this back outside, buddy, and we'll try it. You learn the step, won't you? Put this back on. You know, 2 minutes. So you come around here, I want you to film. Can you see this hook? Can you see that hook there?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Yeah? What you do is you put that in first. Put that in first before you bolt it back on. You're missing a part there, there's actually a rubber. There. You wait there, you film around there for a second while I go and get it. Are you there? Right back. Yeah, I've got it, look, it fell off. Must have fallen off while I was doing that job. So put that on. What I do is I hook that in first and push this on. And make sure when you push this part on here that it actually pushes right centre. Don't make sure everything's slack, everything's, you know, nothing's catching. Make sure everything's on. You've got the linkage in, you've got this little breather pipe on here and everything's free. And only then push it on really, really square. Okay. Right. Get it really square, push this back on here like this, look. Just get these started nice and lined up as I've done in previous videos. This is the best repair you can ever learn. This is how I got started, as I've said in other videos, just by doing this on my own lawnmower, and I thought, wow, that's, you know, that's saved me hundreds of pounds buying a new one. You know, you start looking on eBay nearest first and see how many people write the same thing. It was working fine, but now it's revving up and down. It's just not running quite right. Anyway, we've bought a new one, so, you know, buy it now, 20 quid. You can get yourself started. We'll bolt this on. All the springs are in the correct position now. Just make sure that's dead vertical or just past. Right, and what we do now is we check. Can you see these bits? You see in here, mate? Yeah, everything's moving freely, isn't it? Is that on right?
No.
Yeah, it is, that's right, and that's on right, that's on both pipes, like that. This is all nice and tight, and we'll push this spark plug back on. Okay. Sure? Right, okay, let's try it. Push this back on, push from... What I'm hoping here is, even with nothing bent over, and the springs in the correct position, that this is going to run correctly. If it does, we know we've solved the problem, so let's try. can tell now, this is running a lot better. Let's just try and fire it up again and make sure it's still running okay. It's a lot better that. Maybe it just wants to run a little bit quicker. There's not much in it really, and it's not revving up and down anymore. It's not running lumpy, it's not all vibrating everywhere either. That's running okay. I'll put the air filter on after I've cleaned it off, and got a new plug in. We've done the diaphragm and gasket, which is a 5-minute repair, which I've shown you how to do now on YouTube as well as on the DVD. Thought it was only fair that I did that now. Plug, carburettor, plug cord's okay. We've tightened the handles up on the bottom. There's nothing really left to do on this because the oil's fairly clean as well. I'm just going to whip the blade off the bottom, I'm going to sharpen it, we're going to put this grass box on, we can polish this up and we'll sell this for profit. I think we paid £25 for this, didn't we, mate?
Yes.
I think, well, there's at least £60–70 there next year, so there's probably £40 profit in that for, 10 minutes work. So, speak again soon, thanks for watching, I'll see you shortly.